for a crash. This is going to be fun. Hi everyone, Howie Mill Guy here. It's been a while. I've missed you guys. But I had to take a brief hiatus. Had to work on some things, some personal things that were going on. And, well, now I'm back to building this channel up. So today we are starting off in Planet Crafter. I'm going to do a whole series on this. So we've just landed here on Planet Prime. And for those that don't know Planet Crafter, this is a game that was developed by Miju Games. Hopefully I pronounced that right. And if I got it on Steam, so if anybody's interested, I'll leave a link to it in the description, so that way you can go ahead and purchase a copy of it yourself. But this is a really fun game. You get to go around the different planets, terraforming them. They start off as barren, dry wastelands, and you develop them, terraform them to become livable, habitable planets. So there's storylines to go along with it. We'll get into that more later. They're really good. But yeah, all I could say is let's start terraforming. So we landed in Prime. Of course, we got our stuff to start off with. You have the first steps that you need to do on the top left hand corner. You've also got a little crafter here, a container with the basics, and a message. Welcome to your assigned planet. Your mission is to advance the terraformation process of this world. You'll need to generate oxygen, heat, and pressure. First, reach 175,000 Ti and create a blue atmosphere. Sentinel Core, year 3058. So, if we look on the top left-hand corner, we've got to craft a backpack. Let's go to the crafter here. Let's see what we need to craft a backpack. 2 iron. While we're at it, we're also going to craft an oxygen tank. So 3 iron, 2 cobalt, and 1 magnesium. So you just come out here and you gather the stuff that you need. You will find these blue chests everywhere. Take what you need, and I will explain what this is. I will explain what everything is as we go along. So let's go out and find another cobalt. And yes, we already do have a storm of meteorites or asteroids or comets coming in. But I do have this set to where, you know, before you start a game, you can change the settings. And I have it set to where when I die, if I die, nothing happens. So there are no consequences. My oxygen and the vitals, which are my health meter on the bottom left-hand corner of the screen, it's slower to deplete. Terraformation is going to be a little quicker just for the sake of YouTube. I don't want to make these videos too horribly long. I'd like to keep them around 30 minutes if possible. So let's create a backpack. Let's also create an oxygen tank. Now, the way to equip it, you have your inventory, right? You click on the backpack, hit accept. I'm using a SCUF controller, so it helps out a lot more. If you're using keyboard and mouse, the buttons that you would need to use are on your bottom right-hand corner of the screen. It guides you through, the game guides you through everything that you need. And if for some reason you don't know how to do everything, I always suggest going to the options and going into your settings. And there's all of the options, all of your settings, your graphics settings. Now, I'm running a 9070 XT on the 9950 X3D processor. 9070 XT graphics card or a 9950 X3D processor. 64 gigs of RAM. Yes, I'm kind of spoiled. Sorry. And a lot of storage. If interested, I will leave my equipment, everything that I'm using in my videos, I will leave what they are in the description below. We're going to build 2 microchip constructions, 2 silicons, and I need another magnesium because I have one in my backpack. See what the chest has first because I prefer to empty it. And I need a magnesium. So we will just search around until we find one. And then let's go craft it. And equip it. Now, I'm also going to get a deconstruction chip. They're awesome to have. And yeah, they're just, you'll see why all of this stuff is needed as we go forward in the terraformation and creation of this planet. So now I know this game, I've already gone through all of the planets. I've terraformed them all out to max. So if I do stuff that seems like I'm kind of going to stuff that a first-time player wouldn't do, just know that yes, I've played through this, and you know, I'm going to leave little hints and tips and tricks along the way. So anyway, we're gonna next, it says build living compartment and build the living compartment door along with T1 drill, the wind turbine, and the terraformation screen, right? So I'm choosing a place to set up shop, and yeah. So I think up here, because this is more flat, I'm not going to set up shop down there because I know that terraformation happens and planets tend to change. Things evolve, I guess, if you will. So let's get what we need to build a living compartment. I'm going to run back to that chest because it has everything that I need to build it. And I know I shouldn't have walked all the way trying to discover the place that I was going to use, but well, whatever. Yep, another, and you do not want to get hit by one of these asteroids in game. It will hurt you. Your health will deplete. It's never a good thing. So, just a little forewarning, if you will. But yeah, let's take all of that and use that deconstruction to take the chest because, well, that's another piece of iron that you're going to eventually need. And let's just come on back up here. I'll be back to that module or the capsule here soon because there's stuff in that chest that I need, that little locker. There's stuff in there that I know I'm going to need. So we'll come back to it soon. But for right now, let's just start building, if you will. And yes, these asteroids, they tend to drop a lot of stuff that is very, very useful. A lot of different minerals that are really useful. So now my oxygen level's running low. So I got to get some silicon and get inside. Oh, that was iron. And yes, sometimes it is easy to get them confused. Oxygen level just got critical, so I had to run inside. I'm going to build another living compartment and join these two together to make it bigger. And I know that I'm going to need more space than that. So, you know, if I cannot find a chest close to me, I'm going to gather up everything that I can and use what's around me at first. I need one more iron. Probably, yeah, one more. I'll say one more for now. And this little chain link type button is what chains these constructions together. And you'll see how that's helpful here in just a second. Of course, red means you're not, well, it turned green. This is why you want to chain constructions of these small compartments together, because you can make them bigger. So there's that. Now, we need power to start this terraformation. So let's go into the construction screen. Let's get some wind turbines. We need iron. What I would highly recommend at first, you want as much power as you can get to start off with, and there is a reason. You really want to everything else that you build from here on is going to need power. You know, just like on planet Earth, everything needs power to run. So check my backpack. I got room for 8 more irons. So I'm going to gather 8 more irons. And I'm going to build as many of these wind turbines as I can. I've said all that to say this too. However you game and however you play this game, I'm not going to lay any judgment on you, and I'm not going to be one to tell you that you're wrong for doing it a certain way. We all game however we want to. As long as you're having fun doing it, that's what matters. So, you know, that you will have no judgment from me, because we're all unique, we're all individual, and we all like to have fun. And if you're not having fun during gaming, then what's the point of doing it? So I'm gonna go over here a little ways away, because I like to place my different items in different areas. The different outdoor items, I like to place them in different areas. So red means you cannot build there. Green means you can. I got 2 more irons left to go, so let's go ahead and finish getting these built, because I know I'm low on oxygen and I really don't care to die. Let's run back, because I know I've got plenty of power now. Now, typically I try to avoid it going to any of my stats going to critical, but it does happen. Just make sure that you take care of whatever vital that you need. The heart means you need food or you've been injured. Food will recover that. The little water droplet, get some water whenever it gets too low. And then the O2, if your oxygen tank is not big enough or you're running out of oxygen, get in somewhere, not a shipwreck, but into a place that you built that provides oxygen, or grab an oxygen capsule. So there's that. Once you get in somewhere, like if you look at that little bottom bar, the O2 is running down. Once you get in somewhere, it refills very, very quickly. So I'm going to get storage set up first, because I know that I'm going to be gathering a lot of stuff at first to get things built. Because I know I've got a drill to build, I've got a veggie tube to build, I've got all sorts of stuff that is going to be very, very, very much needed. So, you know, work on self-preservation first, then advancing the planet. Kind of, I guess, human instinct, right? So, get back here to the little shop that I've created myself, and let's get a couple of lockers built. Furniture, there's your storage crate. I call them lockers, they're storage crates. Something else with these storage crates and lockers that are really cool, you can actually see, if you organize them right, same like kind of stuff, seeds in one, minerals in another. You can look at this picture and see what's in there. You can also, down where you see that little box with the 3 dots, you can put a title, like label that storage crate, so you can know what's in there. Some really cool features with that. But let's go back to the space capsule. I've got a new message. Yes, that screen will be unlocked here shortly. You get messages from time to time. It's part of the storyline. So, you know, we'll catch up with those here shortly, as soon as the messages screen and other things unlock. So, let's get back here. Get in the storage locker, storage crate. Let's take it down just to say that this area is done. Let's go back and start storing this stuff. I got room for 2 more iron. I'm gonna gather a couple more iron while I'm out here on my way, and I got a full backpack. Now, of course, for those that have not played Planet Crafter, these planets have been, other terraformers come in and try to terraform this planet. All of these planets that are in this game. All right. And it's your mission, do unlike they did and actually succeed in terraforming. So it's kind of a challenge, if you will. So, okay, all right. Let's craft the craft station. There's that. Let's see here. Hydration level low, i.e. we need to drink some water. Yeah, I don't know if I have any more in here. I do not. So, if you go into your craft station, everything that you can craft at a certain level is in there with the ingredients, like I kind of said earlier. So we do need water bottles, need water. So let's go gather as much ice as we can to make water. I I chained that really, really quick. So just makes it quicker. I think I've got enough water for right now. Let's get some oxygen capsules, which is going to be 2 cobalt. So let's gather as much cobalt as we can, because these oxygen capsules, they come in clutch. So let's get some oxygen capsules going. Had enough to do 4. I'm going to go gather 1 more cobalt. We'll make it 5. So that way, at least we can get a little bit started and still have enough to kind of carry on us. All right. Now, we've got enough of a start. But let's start building. I say we do a T1 drill first. So, titanium and iron. I have 3 iron so far. Let's make it 4. I'm gathering titanium. We're going to build 4 of them. All right. And how many iron did I say I had? 3. So we're going to get 1 more iron and we're going to build some T1 drills. I think we're going to, yeah, we're going to do 4 of them. Now the drills I like to put in separate spot, and there's a pretty big reason for that. I like to just space out what I build. So I don't just have one area that's cramped, if you will. You know, I like to kind of use the entire planet for, you know, different areas throughout the entire planet for different things. And there's the terraformation started. If you look on the number on the top right hand corner, you see that number going up. Drills, anything that produces pressure, such as your drills, which produce pressure and a little bit of heat, they will help. Right now, these drills just produce pressure because they're just a T1 level. So pressure, heat, oxygen, and then later on biomass, such as plants, animals, you name it. Yes, they will come on a lot later on. You know, we're still at the very beginning of it. But yes, you will see a lot of different developments happen as you get in further into the game. So, you know, didn't want to give any spoilers out, but yeah. Something else is you just saw a new blueprint received. The further you get into this game, the more will unlock. Makes things a lot easier. Oxygen level low. This is one of those occasions that, yeah, if I'm close enough, I'll run back. If it starts getting way too critical, then I'm going to take the capsule. Yep, there it is. So let's use the oxygen capsule, and you can see that it refilled my oxygen. So, of course, I got more asteroids coming up. Let's try to get inside, shall we? Running, running, running. There we are. We're inside. Sweet. That fabric is going to be useful later. All right. There we go. Now, I've got enough drills built for now. So let's build a space for vegetubes. They're what help produce oxygen. So I want to start gathering iron and titanium. Same way we did before. And that is what happens when you get hit by an asteroid. Howie not paying attention. It happens. But yeah, make sure if you're out during one of these little asteroid storms, you pay attention and don't do like me. But now we're going to skip forward and go to building some vegetubes, and I'll be back here shortly. All right, so I just got some vegetubes built. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and build another shelter, because now we're going to get on to building heaters to produce heat for the planet, to start the global heating process off. So now we have space. So first off, we got our terraformation screen, right? This is a big screen. You're gonna have to hang it up. Comes wall mounted already, so you can put it all, or comes with wall mount already. So yeah. And now that we have a blueprint screen, this shows you everything that's on this planet that can be unlocked. That's not biomass related. Well, some of it is. But as you advance in the game, a lot of this will be unlocked. But I do have a blueprint. Microchip. I can also take those and use them. T1 mining speed. Now that progress screen doesn't unlock for still a little bit yet. So we'll just keep going. All right, so let's go in now that I've gotten everything that I need. And of course, for some reason, an indoor ladder just unlocked. Things that you don't notice before, right? Once I got that built, since it's an upgrade, it automatically goes in there. Let's get a T2 backpack. Iron, silicon, titanium. There's the titanium. Here's silicon. And here's the iron. Let's go ahead and start upgrading my backpack as well. T2 backpack. There you go. I have more storage, but T3 is available. 2 aluminum, a titanium, and a silicon. Now I know that I should have one in here. I do. Need to go find another aluminum. Another piece of it, along with titanium and silicon. So let's get that. There's silicon. And if I can find any other chests along the way, then because I know where aluminum is at on this planet. Again, like I've said before, I've played this one a few rounds, so in fact I'm going to take all that because it's going to be needed one way or another, along with this other stuff that has just conveniently fell, which, oh, there's a T2 vegetube. So you don't even have to really get into a wreck right at the beginning to start getting stuff built. But the wrecks are really, really nice. Now, of course, this is a game that even kids can play. You know, once they learn controls and everything like that, kids can play it. You know, it's not violent in any sort of way, shape, or form. So, you know, if you want to give your kids something to do, yeah, have them hop on here. All right. We'll take the seeds out of these. Let's see if a T2 Vegetube will fit right where, yep, it fits. If it fits, it ships. 200, 200, 200. Let's take this one out because it's 250% on that one. And then the other two of these are 200%. So let's go ahead and now I need one more ice because, oh, I can get it from here. Just build these side by side. There we go. 4 T2 Vegetubes built. Now they're producing more oxygen. T2 heater just came unlocked, but I know that I'm going to need iridium for it. So let's go explore a wreck after we get out of this. After we get out of this asteroid storm. All right, I got a full locker of stuff. Make sure that I have everything that I need to get over there. I have 1 oxygen capsule, 2 waters, and 2 foods. Should be good enough. So I always like to choose this wreck up on the hill first, since it's kind of where I started anyway. And it's a pretty big wreck. Now, of course, the jaunt is long, so yeah, I will go off mic and I'll actually see you back when we get to the front door of it. All right, welcome to the first wreck. And I forgot to build a torch. Of course, you got to make sure that when you're getting into these wrecks, they are dark. Let's make sure that you have all that you need, because yeah, torch is another chip that you can make at a crafting station. Fortunately, the original capsule that I landed in is pretty close. I can just get over there. So let's get on over there and yeah, I'll be back here in a minute. All right, let's build a torch to make up for that. We need silicon and 2 magnesiums. So here's the silicon. 1. Oh, we just got a tier 3 oxygen tank, which is going to be really, really helpful to us as well, especially when we start working in wrecks. All right, time to build through tier 3 oxygen tank. I need iron, titanium, silicon, magnesium, and aluminum. Aluminium. The aluminium. I like saying that. It kind of flows off the tongue better. Anyway, still need all the ingredients needed. So let's get all that first. And I might just speed through this part. And of course, transmission screen and all that have come unlocked as well. Communication antenna. Why is the game trying to keep me from going into wrecks today? Anyway, this stuff's just coming unlocked because the terraformation index is increasing. So, you know, we're just going to roll with it. I need to see what I need left. I need an aluminum. And who knows, I might find some These are gold chests. Take all of the above and then deconstruct the gold chest. They are immensely helpful. They are all over the map. They're not as plentiful as the other crates, if you will. There are not as many of them, but you will find them at specific places on the map. And the map, or the planet, if you will, is kind of separated into sections. So you'll find in each section that there is a golden chest, at least on Planet Prime. So make sure that you're taking all of those golden chests and using them. They are hugely helpful. They have stuff that you need in them. And this is a trust me bro type moment. Trust me bro, you won't regret it. So while you're at it, if you haven't liked or subscribed and done everything that you need to according to YouTube, please help me build my channel. It'd be really awesome. So let's keep on going. Now, of course, that golden seed oxygen multiplier and that Nolna, I'm definitely going to use. So let's get some more veggie tubes built. Iron, ice, magnesium, silicon. Let's get another iron. Food grower just unlocked as well. I swear it's like the game is saying, hey, yeah, you're terraforming without even needing to get into Rex today. Which is cool. I'll happily take it. And of course, there's a chest here. Oh, wait. I can always just deconstruct it. Because, well, there's iron there. Golden chest, you'll get a super alloy and aluminum. On a regular storage crate, you'll get iron. I need 2 more ice. There's a Nolna, and there is a golden seed. Now the terraformation index numbers started going a little faster. Awesome. Now let's see what I need for a food grower. Aluminum, iron, and a water bottle. Let's try to hunt for some aluminium. Oh, there's one straight ahead. Let's get some food growing. Let's start farming. Even though it's inside farming, it's still farming. You're growing stuff. So, yeah, it still counts. And yes, I'm trying to hunt for water bottles. So, and actually, you know what? I said the first strike that I wanted to explore was on top of that mountain. We're gonna extend that if I can get up here. I should be able to. And I can. Blueprint microchip. Let's see. Another blueprint microchip. I'll be back together that super alloy later. I'll be back together all the rest of this stuff later. Another chest. Yeah, I can't use. Let's go back. Mosey our way on back to the main base. And yeah, we'll see you here in just a moment. And welcome back. So, food growers. Let's start growing our own. Oh, that's awesome. I ran low on power. But that's fine. I'm gonna go ahead and build these real quick and then They really typically produce food. That's all that you need them to produce. So go ahead and you put an eggplant seed, since it's what we have right now. And as you can see, with no power, the terraformation kind of stops. And let's go build some solar panels. Since now we've upgraded from wind turbine to solar panels, I'm going to put some T2 solar panels up. This is what happens when you overload the power generation of your planet. You put too much on your generators. There's the power that we need. And of course, I built enough for 3. Now we can start terraforming once again. Let's go explore it, see if it has things that we could use. And as you'll see, the screen will kind of get dark just because there's no power in these shipwrecks. Oh, so you can't see anything. Aha, there's my torch. Now we can find all sorts of stuff that we need. A green bean seed, base food. You could really, like, if you're getting low on stock of stuff, you can always find a shipwreck. If you want to change different uniform, well, guess what? They have different spacesuits. I like to look a little fancy. So there we go. Now I'm all decked out in Sentinel Core stuff. Evil Sentinel Core. Now you'll find these debris all over the place in these shipwrecks in order to get to where you need to go. Hence the reason why you need that deconstruction chip. You're gonna find them. Of course, I know that I'm gonna run out of space here soon. Hence the reason why I will go for what's behind. But let's continue. Of course, the wind's blowing. You can see all of it all around. I really love the way that the graphics in this game are kind of simple, but they look really, really nice. Also, it doesn't take a huge, like, powerful system to run this game, so a lot of systems can run it, which is really awesome. Oh, that recycling machine will eventually come in clutch. I say eventually. Let's go back into that space wreck. T3 Vegetube I'm about to start using. Or I'm about to build anyway. But for right now, see, you can deconstruct the T2 heater. And of course, those servers I can't get to yet. I can't destroy them yet because I don't have the chip needed. But I'm going to take that other fabric because I could really use it, especially whenever it comes to building the T2 agility boots. So let's go to my heater place. Here, yep, it sure is. T2 heater. Now, go ahead and take a look at the progress screen, or not the progress screen. Even though I think I got, do I? No, not yet. Let's take a look at the terraformation screen. Progress screen just unlocked. Awesome. Right as I mentioned it, right on time. So I'm producing quite a bit of oxygen right now. The heat level is slowly going up, the pressure level, and not so much. What can I do to fix that? T2 drill. I think I have a bunch of T1s out there. T2s might help out more. So let's see here. Let's start unloading. And of course, I'm already full on that locker. I'm already full on that one. And I'm about halfway on that. So I know I need another fabric. Where did I put that? I was just in that locker. Let's see about the T2 agility boots. 2 super alloys. I know I've got 2 of those. Terraformation stages on the terraformation screen. This tells you where you're at. So, anywho's, let's see here. Let's keep going. Let's go empty. Well, actually, let's see what kind of drills I have out first. If they're T1 or T2, because I was a little low on pressure. And low power yet again. So time to build more. There is power restored. Now let's see here what we have advanced to. Oh, okay, storyline time. Let's get the transmission screen built. Let's get an antenna built off somewhere decently far away. Let's build it over here. That looks a lot better. All right. So now here's where the storyline actually starts for Planet Crafter. You go into the messages and you just start reading. So the T2 exoskeleton is unlocked. We could use that. Titanium, silicon, 2 magnesium, and aluminum. And now you have room for more tools. Now let's go ahead and equip that mining speed chip. There we go. We have, let's see about this T3 Vegetube that unlocked. Need water bottles, 2 silicons, magnesiums, and aluminum. I have 1 aluminum. So yeah, let's start gathering. Let's go to shipwrecks. So yeah, I'm gonna go over to the shipwreck over here. And I will be back here in just a second. Welcome back. So now we're in a pretty big shipwreck. And we're just going to dig through it and find all that we can. This time I'm going to try to limit the minerals that I gather, because I can gather those faster. Even though super alloys and aluminums are always needed. And anything that I can deconstruct will always be helpful and useful. Mainly this is going to be just a search for anything that I need help with building. And I think that's honestly going through all shipwrecks. That's kind of what it is anyway. You have a goal of building a certain item and you want to get it kind of built. So you gather stuff that you need for it. But that's part one of this shipwreck too. Yeah, this is a pretty big shipwreck. It's not the biggest, but it's pretty big. So we'll head back over here to the main base and empty it out. I'll be back here in a few minutes. So we got that shipwreck all taken care of and all gathered. So we'll start chapter 2 in the next video. So I'd like to thank you for watching and keep gaming, keep enjoying life, try to make somebody smile if you can, and just keep having fun. So this is Howie Mill Guy saying have an awesome day and God bless.